Welcome to Men Matters, the place built for men who want practical answers and not empty motivation. If you're working on your finances, your fitness, your career, or even your mindset, you're exactly where you need to be. Now, let's get into it. This is the real number every expat needs. Everyone tells you to save 3 months of expenses as an emergency fund. That number was not built for you. It was built for someone with a social safety net, someone with government unemployment support, someone with a national health system they can fall back onto, someone whose their visa status is not tied to their employment. If you are an expat in the UAE or anywhere in the Gulf, none of those things apply to you. You are operating in a completely different risk environment and using a rule designed for a completely different reality. Let us talk about what your actual risk environment looks like. You lose your job in the Gulf. In most countries, that is a serious problem. In the Gulf, that same event triggers a sequence of consequences that compounds the financial damage significantly. Your employment visa has a grace period, typically 30 days in the UAE, after which your legal status in the country changes. Your health insurance, which was tied to your employer, is now gone. Your children's school, if sponsored through your employer, may be affected as well. The gratuity you are owed may be delayed or disputed. And if you have been living at your income level, which most people in the Gulf do, because of the lifestyle cost is significant, your savings may not stretch as far as you think. This is not a pessimistic scenario. This is a Tuesday in the Gulf for thousands of men every year. The question is not whether this could happen to you. The question is whether you are financially positioned for it when it does. Your emergency fund in the GCC needs to account for 5 things that standard advice ignores. 1. Your visa grace period. You have a defined window after a job loss before your legal status changes. Your fund needs to cover that window comfortably. 2. Repatriation costs. If you need to leave, flights home for you and your family, shipping costs for belongings, and the overlap period while you land somewhere new are all real expenses that hit simultaneously. 3. Health insurance gap. The period between losing employer coverage and securing new coverage can be expensive. A single medical event during that window without coverage is a significant financial risk. 4. Your children's education continuity. If schooling is partially employer subsidized and you lose that, the gap between what you were paying and what your full fees look like is often substantial. 5. The job search timeline in the Gulf. The GCC professional job market has its own rhythm. Hiring can move slowly. Ramadan, summer, year-end. The calendar affects timelines in ways that a 3-month fund does not account for. When you account for those 5 variables, the number for most expat professionals in the UAE is not 3 months. It is 6 to 9 months of total expenses. Not income, expenses held in liquid accessible savings. Not invested, not in a fixed deposit with a penalty for early withdrawal. Accessible. For men with families, dependents, or significant lifestyle costs, 9 to 12 months is the number that actually provides security rather than the appearance of it. This feels like a large number, and it is. That's the point. The Gulf offers exceptional earning potential precisely because it comes with exceptional exposure. The men who build real security here are the ones who size their protection to match their actual risk, not the generic advice designed for someone living somewhere else. Here is how to build a Gulf-appropriate emergency fund on a fixed salary without restructuring your entire life. Start with the gap number. Calculate the difference between what you currently have liquid and what your actual target should be given your family situation, visa status, and monthly expenses. Most men have never calculated this number honestly. Do it this weekend. Then build toward it systematically. Not dramatically. 10 to 15% of your monthly income is directed into a separate, dedicated account. Not your current account, not your investment account. A separate account you do not touch that will build a 6-month fund within 2 to 3 years for most Gulf salaries without requiring significant lifestyle change. The goal is not to be afraid. The goal is to be free. A man with a real emergency fund negotiates differently, decides differently, and shows up differently from a man who is one bad month away from a crisis. That difference is worth building for. The emergency fund is not a rainy day fund. In the Gulf, it is your operating license. It is what allows you to take professional risks, negotiate from a position of strength, and make decisions based on what is right rather than what is urgent. Build it before you need it, because the moment you need it, you're already too late to start. Subscribe to Man Matters and comment fund to receive our calculator. Get your right number before it's too late.